A Dallas woman who had a near-fatal heart attack. A young woman has a message for others to be aware.
Not only did she survive, but she is thriving. She's exceeding expectations. Shannon Murray is here with her story on this Wear Red Day for the American Heart Association. Shannon?
Good morning, Lauren and Tim. You may know heart disease is the #1 killer of women. 1 in 3 women will die of heart disease. But Heather Hooper refused to be part of that statistic.
My heart is working at max capacity. It is the strongest it has ever been.
Just 1 year ago, that was not the case for Heather Hooper.
So this time last year, I was in physical therapy learning how to walk up steps.
Heart health has always been a priority for Heather. She was born with a heart defect.
In my mind, it was a part of my life that was always there, and I got my regular checkups, but it had never been a major issue.
Then at 29, on a work trip in Atlanta, she went into cardiac arrest.
I started feeling very disoriented. I started sweating. I started feeling pain in my jaw, in my neck, and my back. There was a pounding in my chest. And I knew, because I've been a volunteer for the American Heart Association for almost 10 years, that something was wrong with my heart.
A colleague called 911 and she was rushed into surgery.
They were able to replace the valve and keep me alive, but I shouldn't have survived the night.
She spent days on life support in a medically induced coma. Once awake, her doctors made the decision to put in a left ventricular assisted device, or LVAD, that would pump her heart for her.
And I lived with batteries attached to my body and a cord coming out of my stomach, and this machine was what was keeping me alive.
She expected the LVAD to be permanent, or at least until she received a heart transplant, as is the case for 99% of LVAD patients. She then came back to Dallas and began cardiac rehab at Baylor Hospital.
Every single day, in some way, I made progress.
So much progress, her cardiologist suggested removing the LVAD, which is almost unheard of.
Less than 1% of LVADs come out because the heart becomes dependent on it.
Dr. Amarinder Bindra believed Heather could be that 1%.
And actually, people frowned at me for attempting to take it out. But then I looked at her, I said, well, they don't know Heather. You know, they don't know who she is as a person. And I said, well, I think this will be okay. And then you go with your best bet, and then you hope for the best.
And here I am.
And there you are.
Here.
Now only the scars remain. Her heart is pumping on its own. With her rehab team, she bounced back stronger than ever.
Strong core, tight abs. I'm doing boxing and strength training, and I'm running. I am running, and it is crazy. The people here have saved my life just as much as my surgeons.
Now she hopes her story will help save someone else's life.
It is very unlikely for anyone else to experience what happened to me. What's not uncommon is feeling sick, or pain in your jaw, or in your chest, or shortness of breath. These are all classic symptoms of a heart attack in a woman that they will ignore. But the thing for me now is that the sky's the limit. I don't know what that looks like. And now I have the opportunity to figure that out.
Heather's condition and the results are rare, but Dr. Bindra says there are things we should all look out for. The #1 cause of heart failure is high blood pressure. #2, diabetes and obesity. The best thing you can do is eat healthy and exercise and make routine visits to your doctor. Tim and Lauren.